And welcome back. The warmer weather is not putting an end to some beloved Wisconsin winter sports.
Rhinelander's very own Heel Creek Dog Dash is set to take place later this month, and here to speak with us about it is Skijor. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes, Skijor.
Skijor. I've never said that before. And dog sled racer Nina Baum.
Well, thanks for joining us, Nina. We appreciate you coming on the show this morning to talk about the Heel Creek Dog Dash. Now, tell us a little bit about this. How did you come up with Heel Creek Dog Dash here in Rhinelander?
Well, actually it all started with our previous mayor, Chris Frederickson. He wanted to do something unique and different out at the Northwood Golf Course property. And so we put on a dog sled race because it's definitely unique and it's different and not something a lot of people around here have seen before. And we actually had a huge draw last year. Last year was our first event. We had probably about 500 people out there to watch the races and participate in the other activities.
Interesting. And I know we've had some warmer temps, and we're supposed to get a little snow, but is that going to affect anything?
Well, it might. Right now, all that rain has definitely degraded the trails a bit, but we are hopeful. We're looking at them, and it looks like we might be able to just pull it off, especially if Devin predicted some snow.
Exactly. He's been hinting at it a little bit.
Yeah, if we get just a little bit, I think we can make it work.
Well, fantastic. So tell us, Northwood Golf Club, that's where it's at currently here in Rhinelander. This is the second year. Now the trails, what trails are you mapping out for these routes? And like what distances are for the dog races?
Yeah, so we have a few different loops that are used. So as a lot of people probably know, there are the existing Nordic ski trails out there. But to make the race happen, we actually worked with the city and the golf course to add trails that run along the cart paths of the golf course. So that adds in an extra 4.5 miles of trail out there. Which is awesome.
It's hefty.
Yeah. So we have a couple loops. We have about a 2.5 mile loop, about a 4 mile loop, and then about a 6.5 mile loop as well. So we have different classes that run different distances.
And this is your second year, so was there anything that you learned from last year that maybe you're changing this year or that you loved and you want to keep the same?
More food than we needed. We ran out of food last year, so.
We did.
And we're going to be back with the Joe's Pasties and the Poutine Pasty.
Ooh, that was a hit.
So that was a big hit out there. And then additional parking. So we're working on a couple of parking expansion ideas. We're even hoping to be able to shuttle people from an off-site parking area if needed. Oh, and Pioneer Park will be there with their trolley to shuttle people up and down the golf course road.
Oh, that'll be fun. The cute little Pioneer Park trolley.
Yeah.
All right. And I hear that Rhinelander Brewing Company, last year they made a special Mushers brew just for this race.
Yep.
And I mean, it's appropriate. The dogs, I don't think they were able to partake in any of it, but I'm sure all of the viewers did. So hopefully this year they have some more flavors coming your way.
Well, they do. So not only did they do the Mushers brew this year, they did 4 different beers for this event. Wow. Yeah, I know. I cannot wait to taste them. But these are their names. So we have the Mushers Brew again. We have a Hazy Hound IPA. We have a Lead Dog Lager. And then there's a Midnight Run, which is going to be a dark beer.
Ooh, now have you had the pleasure of tasting these yet?
No, not yet.
Oh.
Goodness gracious. But that's all right. So we can all come out, and when would we come out and taste these, see the dogs in action, hopefully, you know, weather part, you know, playing along with it all?
Yeah, so February 25th and 26th is when the event is going to be. Saturday, we'll have a band out there as well, so live music, and then obviously the beers and the food and the watching of the races. And Mel's Trading Post is going to be doing 50% off of snowshoe rentals.
Oh, wow.
So there are snowshoe trails also out there, so families can come and go snowshoeing with their kids, or there's a really fun big sledding hill that you can wear your kids out on because they can go up and down that.
Isn't that the driving range when it's warmer weather and less snow?
It is.
So hopefully less people hitting golf balls while they're sledding down these hills.
Yeah, that would be.
Hopefully, ideally none.
Ideally,
but you never know.
Less is good, but none is best. Well, that's fantastic. So there's a lot going on. Also here, I was poking around the event page as well, and they're going to be able to have people test out sled dog racing?
So what we have this year will be called the Mutt Run, so only for kids to test it out.
Am I too big to be a kid?
We might be able to make an exception just for you, Mike.
There we go.
No, I think I want to see him.
Right?
I don't want to hurt myself. They won't just drag me along the trails.
I think like the little 4-year-old kids will probably do better than you.
I would bet on them as well.
I think that needs to happen.
Yes.
Just make a special event for that. Just get Michael to be showed up by some toddlers.
That would be great.
Oh boy. So they can participate in the mutt runs. Families can bring out their kids and stuff like that. Is there a special time of day that's happening?
Yeah, so I recommend that people start to show up at about 10 a.m. That's when the events start, and it runs until about 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, depending on how many race entries we get.
Well, fantastic. And for people looking to like come on out, again, it's at the Northwood Golf Club.
Yep.
Pretty central location, and now there's a lot of sponsors as well, I imagine. A lot of community involvement. It's the second year, you know, you're trying to put this on. There was the Wisconsin Sled Dog Trailblazers.
Wisconsin Trailblazers Sled Dog Club.
There we go.
Yeah.
It's such a long day there. But yeah, it must have been a lot to put this together.
Oh, yeah. It was nice to be able to have done it already last year because that made it a bit easier for planning this year, but the amount of community support we've gotten for this event has really been overwhelming. You know, when people hear about it, they want to sponsor us. They're always excited to hear that we're expanding, and, you know, we have plans for next year to go even bigger. And so, yeah, we definitely couldn't do this without all of the support from the community.
Absolutely. And then again, if people want to learn more, get more information, where's the best place for them to go or to contact?
Yeah, so we have a Facebook event out there and Facebook page. So that's where you're going to get like real-time updates, and an Instagram page as well. So if you go to those, that's where you'll get quick updates, especially with the weather being a little iffy right now. I would say double check everything before showing up. We might have to change things, but we will still have an event out there no matter what.
Still a bunch of winter fun with the Mushers Brew and the 3 other, you know, dog-themed beverages as well, and live music, and lots of fun for the family.
Exactly, yeah, it's very family friendly. Lots of kids activities, and it's even if it's cold out, you can watch the race from the clubhouse. It has a beautiful view of the trail.
Well, thanks so much for coming on, Nina. We appreciate you taking the time on a Thursday morning.
Yes, absolutely.
Anytime.
Thank you so much. And we'll have more news and weather after the break.